This one is a third training of our ACM. I will continue the next question in the USACO, namely necklace. I will share the question first. Google Hangouts, yes, this one. Start screen sharing. Is it? Okay, I think it is. I think you can see the question now. The broken necklace. No. Okay. Wait. Let me. I'm not really familiar with. Yeah, here it is. Broken necklace. Okay. Basically, this question is very simple. You have a necklace and several beads. You have different colors as indicate red, white, or blue. And here's two examples, figure A and figure B. You can actually see this thing as a necklace, not so much. Here is a configuration of figure A. You can represent this necklace as a string instead of using this circle. Here, 1 and 2 is the starting point of this string. So you represent from here B, R, B, R, 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 B, B, blah, blah, blah. So, and then at the end, this B will connect to the first one. So your job is to find out. Okay, I'll brief you the rule first. Suppose you have to break a necklace at some point, lay it out straight, and then collect beads from the same color from one end until you reach a bead of different color, and do the same for the other end. Okay, for example, if we break the necklace here, then the one end is B, B, B until you reach R, and another end is R, R, R until you reach B. And the thing here is white is a special color, can be recognized as a red or blue, both. So for example, if you have here, if you break here, you will have RR, WR, then this W, the white, can be recognized as a R. You need to find out which point you need to break this necklace so you can collect most beads from different ends. Okay, so I think, yeah, this question is actually simple enough to, let's just brainstorm. First of all, you need a method to break the necklace. That means you, for example, here is the sample input. You need to rearrange this, rearrange this whole thing. Let me show you in the text. Let me share this stuff. Text. Okay, let's see. Put it at 40 is not enough. 36. Okay, so if you break your necklace here, you need to arrange your necklace because we know it's as a circle. So if you break it here, this become one of the end, and the rest of parts will become another end. And then you start to calculate from one end to another end. For example, the first one is B, so okay, only one, length is 1. And another end, RWR, you have 3. So 1 plus 3, then you have a 4 over here. All right? That means in your program there should at least be 2 processes. First of all, is to rearrange the original character, original list to a new one, and then calculate from the different, from the both ends. I prepare a complete program instead of write it out. Let me see in my Eclipse. Okay, so here I want to introduce you this method of programming. Instead of writing everything, wrap everything in your main function, you should have some sub-functions to divide the jobs. For example, here in our input file, we are going to accept a length n. That means the necklace n. Necklace length. And then you are going to receive the necklace. Okay, over here, I use file in and file out instead of redirect the standard input to the file. Don't be confused over here. We always know if we want to find something max, we need to have some starting point. That means the -1. So if anything you can beat, if any number arrive, you can beat the max, you can change to the max. Okay, here's the for loop. Because we don't know where exactly we need to break the necklace, so we need to try out. We need to try out every position. So from the 0 to st.length, but not at the end. Let me show you what is it. That means, okay, not really familiar with this stuff. That means if we label this position as 0, this position as 1, and blah blah blah, to the end. But you see, if we continually also label this thing as 30, I mean this point as 30, then we are as same as 0. So there's no point to do the double thing. So we scan from 0 up to this point, break to this point. I turn back to my program. Okay, here I have a process. Actually, when I wrote this program, I don't know exactly what is the process, but I know what it do. It's process the string for me, will take the original string, the string we have here, we input here, the necklace, and break to a certain point. I don't care what it is. And then I start to write another function called count. Once I put the string in, I can get the count based on the question. And if the length, the count, is larger than max, then the max is changed to n. And at the end, you print the max only. This is a higher level higher level design of this algorithm. So what is in the process? Actually, here you need a little bit about the string processing. Here you need to have a substring. The substring is a function acting like this. Okay. If I have a string here, whatever, and then I name it sub star n. So he will, for example, here is n. Here is n. So he will get everything after everything from this position to the end. And then if you give it 2 parameter, he will start from 0 up to this point. So what you need to do is call the function twice. One is sub str n, one is sub str on. So the string, and connect them together, the string will be like this. And this process is exactly I describe here. All right. Then let's see the program. So basically, I enter the original sequence, the necklace, and the breaking point n, and I have a new string, empty string. Here I have the another half, the in the right hand side means from n to the end. And if n is not 0, because if n is 0, there's no point to break it. Because this sentence already, if n is n is 0, then the line I highlight on is already take all the string. If it's not in the 0, then I have a substring from 0 to n. And because I use the plus equal here, so you can actually, so it's actually perform like st substring n plus sub str o n. So it means you reverse their sequence. This is how you reconstruct the string and you return it back to your main program. Okay, once you reach here, we can start to count. Okay, I have a new person. I have a new user. I'll mute you. Mute. Okay, I have a new one. Let's see, count str, how this works. Did you mute me? No. Okay. Let's see how it works. We count from forward and backward. In the forward, we have a character string to recognize who is what the color at the very end in the very first bees in the string. Whatever, I think you can understand me correctly. But you need to consider a special case. The special case is if the first bees is white. Let me copy the whole example here. For example, this sequence. If we have this W here, that means this W can be everything. So when we count W, W, B, B, and then we reach to R, which we cannot count anymore because B and R are different. But W, because W is at the first, so he can be recognized as anything. So he can also be recognized as a B. And another end is RRW, RW until the B, because W here is already recognized as R. All right. So we scan from 0 to length because we don't know where it ends. So we scan the whole string. If the string is white, we just simply plus it, and plus the sum. The sum is the total length of the bees you collected. Then, if the bees you found on the character is not white, then that means your CH is going to be the STRI. Why is that? For example, because this is from 0 to the end, so if your first B is not the white, it must be something like blue or R. So you can naturally see from 0, if STR0 is not a white, then STR0 is a CH. We identify this CH as an identifier for the color in one end. Okay, for example, in this case is R, and we scan from this point. This is just for scanning all the W until you reach to a real color, either a red or blue. Then we have this. We scan from this very point. For example, here is number 3 till the end. See how long it can suffer. And if STRJ is equal to CH, that means the same color, and or is a white, so it can be recognized as that color. So you add that to the length, else you break and you break out. And the backward is exactly as same as the forward, so I won't bother to actually explain all this to himself, but there is a very special case. That means if you have a sequence, for example, like this, or like this, or like this, or even more special. Wait, what happened? Or even more special, you can have this. That means your forward search and backward search will total give you the length, will all give you the length. So in this case, the sum you have will be the twice of str length. So in that case, we know all the bits are collected. So once we know the sum is greater than the length, the actual necklace length, we know all the necklace bits are collected, and then we simply set the sum to str.length. Okay, this is how the program is running. And in the very end, of course, we have this compare, and finally we print out this max. This is how the program run, and on every breaking point, we can scan. We need to scan all over. Let me show you my terminal. Okay, I have a input file here, the bees.in. So let's see. This is a sample input of the sample input from the program. I'm gonna run the program once, and ls, you can see the bees.out. Then if we try to see what is inside, is 11. So it's the same as we have in here, 11. All right. Well, the next thing will be pretty easy. Submit. Of course, you need to configure your file correctly with your ID, with your ID, with your file name, with your correct file name, with your task name, with the language. Just send it in. Okay, here's the result. It's passed, and you can see the test 4 is a very special case. So if your program have no ability to handle this special case, and you search from different sites, and finally you are going to get 34 instead of 70. I don't have so much to say about this program, and about this question. Is pretty straightforward to code. The only problem is when you try to broke a necklace, then sometimes if you're not so familiar with the stream processing, then will be some difficulty on that. Otherwise, I don't see any difficulty on that. You can try it out. I think 30 minutes should be finished it. I will going to end this thing early and cut. Goodbye.